My name is Dr. Adam Sawyers. I am a very, very, very exceptionally good online strength coach and an incredibly poor powerlifter. This is my training whilst I recover from a bilateral quadriceps tendon rupture repair. Both my quads exploded whilst I was squatting 285 kilograms, which is about 630 pounds. And this is my training. So what I'm going to do is run through it. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see me, but I'm going to show you some of the hip stuff that I'm doing, which I normally do inside the house, but the weather is mildly okay. I wouldn't say it's nice, but it's not freezing. So, I'm going to show you anyway. So, with that said, I'm just trying to get everything moving again. And this, as I'm doing this, it is uncomfortable on my back knee, on the one that's on the ground, which is part of why I'm doing it, to be honest, is to get used to the motion and to get used to getting in that position is hard, and it's to get used to the sensation on my knees. So we're nearly at a year now, so I think it'd be about 3 weeks until we're at a year. So yeah, today's training is going to be basically bench and arms. So obviously that lower body stuff doesn't really have a right lot to do with the bench. For the way I bench, I don't tend to bench with a big arch or anything like that. But I do it every day just to get the hips moving. And then this is something that I just really like as a warm-up movement for most people, to be honest. See if I can get this set up at a decent angle. So what I'm going to do here is what I would call a couch stretch with a banded rotation. Now, that back leg, for most people, I probably want that a bit higher. But for me, this is a good enough stretch. As I'm doing this, I am letting myself rotate as far through as I need to, just into where it feels good. So there's different ways you can implement this. You can do it with like a big stretch and reach. You can do like a small stretch. It's kind of up to you. What I do when I'm doing it is I'm going until the pain in this knee gets to above about a 4 out of 10. So right now it's at like a 2. It's a nice stretch on the quad. So it should be a stretch on the hip flexor for most people. So squeeze your bum, push your hips forwards. But for me, because of the restrictions down here, I very much feel it in like the belly of the quad. So I think with lots of people, when they do stretches, there we go, pain just went up significantly. It's very bizarre. It can just kind of all of a sudden just appear out of nowhere. People with stretches will just hold one position instead of moving and try and find the positions that are uncomfortable. But I find some days certain areas are tighter than others, and just like you have to think about the purpose of why you're doing the thing you're doing. So like in this circumstance, I'm doing this for as a combination of a nice stretch on the quads, helps me move my upper body a little bit, loosen off the hips a little bit, and it's almost like desensitizing the nerves over my knees. So I think for that's just a thing, that's just tolerance, or it might just be time, you know. What I'm doing for this, trying to make the nerves less sensitive, that might not make any difference at all to the recovery, but it makes my knees feel better. And the next thing I'm doing is stretching the quads here. So what I'm trying to do is sit back on my heels. Now there's what I assume is an adult on a motorbike doing circles in the drive. Bizarre. When I do this normally, if I do it with my feet on the floor, I have to sit quite far back, and that's not a problem. But balance-wise, that shifts all your weight back, and it makes the stretch super intense and starts to become a little uncomfortable. However, by elevating the feet, I can get to where my knees are almost fully stretched, but without the full load, because my weight's still slightly further forwards. So this way means I can push the stretch a little bit without losing control. Because when you do it normally, further back you go, more load is on it, and I think that would be fine in a healthy tendon. But at the minute, whilst my tendons are still, let's call them weak rather than unhealthy, it's something I need to improve. With that said, I should probably do some benching here. So the plan for today, I think, is 5 sets with 110-ish, something like that. I'll need to check. So today will be my bench session number 3 of the week. So the kind of layout of the week, we've got session number 1 is my heavier bench session. So with that, what we do is single, drop 5 kilos, triple, drop 5 kilos, and then it's between 3 and 5 triples with that, and then go to the gym and just do hypertrophy for the upper body. Day 2 now is effectively quads with a sprinkle of deadlifts. So we start off with the deadlifts, and then we'll go into the quads. And the quads is at the gym, leg extensions, leg press, all that good stuff, hamstring curls and so on. Day 3, which is Wednesday, well, all of it can move forwards and backwards, obviously, just depending on life and such. Day 3, incline bench. And then what I've decided to do, and started doing, is doing my pull-ups and pull-downs on that session. But that is a full home session, so I don't need to go to the gym for that one. And then we have Thursday. When's Thursday? Thursday rests. So just cardio and stretch. Then Friday is today. I'm just ticking off that warm-up stuff. I like to still track that I've done it, just so that, so say I wake up tomorrow and I feel fantastic or I feel terrible, I've got something that I can be like, well, every time I've done this warm-up stuff, the next day I'm in pain. Or every time I've done this warm-up stuff, the next day I feel fantastic. Or whatever the thing is, so that then I can establish a pattern and do more of the things that make me feel good long term, and less of the things that don't make me feel good long term. This is the way for long term gains. And then tomorrow's session will be lower body number 2, where the primary focus is deadlifts. There's going to be a little bit of back work as well. So it'll be deadlifts, barbell rows, maybe pull-ups, and a little bit of lower body stuff, of quad stuff, but it'll be primarily here, unless my knees are very sore, in which case then I'll go to the gym so that I can use the machines and do stuff lighter. So if it's a good knee day, it'll be squats. If it's a bad knee day, be leg extensions. Bench is starting to feel quite strong at the minute, which is nice. So I just pulled it up on there. I've got 5 sets today at 112. We're looking for, ideally, I want sets of 5 to 7. Obviously, we'll see as it goes. Why are these plates here? Oh, Rach must have moved them. Even though we live together, we've lived together for 5-6 years, I still, like, when it comes to the gym, I forget that other people have access to it. It's my gym. What are you touching my stuff for? Just talking about you. Yeah, I was just saying about the weights moving. Do you want me to pause this?
No, I'm just going to go in the freezer and get my.
Oh, okay.
As long as you don't mind anything in the shop.
No. Then I won't seem as insane and like I'm talking about someone who doesn't exist.
She goes to another school.
Will you get me some beef out, please? Thank you. Well, that was easy. I've completely forgotten what I was talking about now. I was saying I was confused why there was plates there, and why these were on the bar. I was like, I'd never bench 40 kilos. Why is that on the bar? And then I realised you probably took them off to use the cable. Yeah, not going mad. Thank you for getting me the meat. The cat is currently licking the bin outside. Funny little creature. Do you see her? Yeah. Only for trashy things. Right then, so this is the working weight now. You okay? Just enjoying the outside world. Yeah. You're allowed to just stand and watch me lift if you want. Yeah. I think it'll be knowing when to clap. Because if you're not sure whether it's a working weight or not, you might clap when I'm warming up and I'm like, or
Used to confuse me the first time I came and watched you in powerlifting competitions. You would do the lift, and
Yeah.
I was like, yay! And no one else would do it until the white lights came up.
yeah.
I'm just a little idiot in the corner.
Which it's daft, isn't it? Like they need to be faster with giving it because you're like, I lifted it,
Yeah.
but did I lift it? Like, she's just gone under the car. There's a guy, I assume a guy, on a motorbike came in earlier, just did a circle and left. I don't know who it is. She's back. Right. Thank you. Just as I was unracking that, I remember the video I saw yesterday.
Oh no, don't let those thoughts in.
I know. I nearly re-racked it. For the context, go on Instagram and search Sarah Dave Richardson powerlifter, and watch his last bench video for a while. You shouldn't do that. It'll make you throw up. Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go get some lunch.
Thank you.
Bring her in.
It's up to you. I'm only benching, so she's not at risk of me like dropping a weight on her. But equally,
I'll leave the door open so I can keep an eye on.
yeah.
And you're not allowed to go in.
Jessie. She's blind, the cat. So and she's never been able to see since we've been at this house. So she went blind before we moved. So she doesn't know how far it is to the main road. I mean, even if she has a concept of roads, but she'll get lost and just get stuck if we leave her. So usually don't leave her to go outside unless we are to. Right. Set 2.